How to make 50K a month wholesaling probates. Guys, it's Rick in. In this video, I'm going to walk you through my superior wisdom in doing over 200 plus probate deals, show you why they're the best, and most importantly, show you step by step how to do this technique. But before I get into it, do me a favor, make sure to smash that like button if you enjoy this material, and do me a favor and hit that subscribe button so we can share this with anyone who wants to learn on how to do probates. Now, probates, no secret, I love them. They are the highest profit center in all of wholesaling. There is zero argument with them. Here's the challenge. Most people are impatient and they don't know how to do it. The reason why they're perfect is because it's usually a high motivation. People pass away, houses, they deteriorate, and they wind up being vacant, and everybody knows all real estate has a cost, and there is a great opportunity for those that choose to liquidate their house that don't want to deal with the mess of a probate. Honestly, probate sounds scary. It's crazy. These houses are vacant. They're easy to show. You don't have to deal with the typical issue of showing your cash buyer and try to tiptoe around your homeowner. We solve that problem with probates. Here's the challenge. Probates are a little bit far and few between, and most people are horrified of the legal process. Let me start this video out with telling you here is my strategy, and it's not really a secret, is I teach wholesalers how to buy the property before the probate is complete. Let me repeat that. Yes, you have the ability to buy a property that's in probate before the probate's complete. Lawyers will never tell you. Nobody else will ever tell you. Not many other wholesalers will tell you, but Rick's going to tell you right now. So our first step is what? Number one, we have to locate the probates. How do we locate the probates? You got a couple options here. This is the really cool part. Number one, you can go to the courthouse. That's old school. That's a Rick way. And if you're in an area where you can only go to your courthouse and collect them, it's kind of good news because you have a competitive advantage. Pain in the butt, almost impossible for a virtual wholesaler, which more protects your market. So don't frown on that strategy, because I did that for years in my local market. And once they opened up online, I didn't have nearly the competitive advantage. But if you're in a small town and that's it, I just want you to understand that. Also understand every county is different how they do this. Just because you do one county, you go to one other county, they'll have an entirely different process. It'll drive you nuts. There's 3,300 counties. The other way you can do it is basically online. Sometimes you have to register as a business owner and do it like that. I'm fine with doing it that way, but my new favorite way is just go over to XLeads, and you can go in there and use it. If you don't know how to use it, go to xleads.com. I'm going to show you real quick how to do it. It's simple. I'm going to build up here. I want you to go into the filters section. You ready? Rick, what do I do from there? I want you to go down to lien info. You can go to the section in filters called lien info, and then you're going to look for deceased probates. I know what you guys are going to say. You go, Rick, you told me always to get it directly from the courthouse. Here's the challenge. You can do that, but you can only pretty much do it in your local market, and then whatever virtual market you want to do. You don't get the lead as fast, but by doing this technique with XLeads, it allows you to do wholesaling virtually. And this is the first time we've ever really been able to do that. And here's the cool part. Even if you have a basic XLeads account, you get this data. Guys, I've watched other companies try to pull this data. It's never worked out for me. For the first time ever, you can pull it. Now, they're usually 30 days behind, but you can get quantities. For the first time ever, if you want to scale and virtually do and focus on probates, here's your technique right here. And it's one of my favorites. Don't ever overlook the courthouse. All leads derived from the courthouse, and they work their way down. Everybody understands that. You're on your way to locating it. And now for the first time, not only can you do probates locally, you can do it virtually. It is exciting because we've never really had the ability to scale probates. I want you to understand a probate is completely different than a regular wholesale deal. The property, the underwriting is still the same, but the lead and your connection with them, you have to learn to be really, really patient. Now, when we're trying to locate all these, we're looking for what we call the PR, the personal representative, or the executor. This person has the legal authority to do exactly what the deceased person did when they owned the property. They can sell, they can enter into a mortgage, an agreement, they can enter into services, they can enter into a multiple listing contract with a realtor. So the next part we have to do is we have to connect with these probate leads. So specifically, who are we going to connect with? The PR. Everybody understand that. You're not looking for the errors, you're looking for the PR. Don't worry. On the other side of the board, I already have some pre-filled in definitions and you can refer back to them, or you can go over to freewholesaling.com. So we want to connect with them. How do we connect with a PR in a probate file? So those of you that are part of my Join M2M, I teach you how to build this connection. And the bottom line is you have to be an incredible listener. You ladies understand this much better than men because you're just better at listening. A lot of men take stuff for granted, and I find women just do a lot better. But guys, don't be discouraged. You just kind of have to work on your listening skill. 2 ears, 1 mouth. You need to talk to the seller. And all I'm going to do is engage the seller. How do I engage them? It's real simple. I'm going to preface this by calling it a warm call. Once you have their phone number, which you have to get off the legal document, once I have the PR, the executor, I'm going to warm call them. Yeah, it's technically cold calling. And then the other one I'm going to do is I'm going to send them a letter. Yes, a letter, not a postcard. I might send it twice and adapt it. This letter is at freewholesaling.com. You can go and get that online right now. And then why do I do this approach? Well, I use it kind of like the McDonald's. You guys have heard me make this argument versus Burger King. Now you got my stomach rumbling, but if you understand this, I prefer the Big Whopper at Burger King and I prefer the fries at McDonald's. They're both toxic and horrible for you, but when we just come to taste, if you had to pick, some people pick McDonald's, some do Burger King. If you do the warm call and you do the letter, you can be McDonald's at Burger King. What do I mean? Some people hate cold calls. I'm so glad you didn't cold call me. I'm so glad, Rick, you sent me a letter, and do it vice versa. One you can use your company name on, one you can use your personal name on. This is what we call the McDonald's Burger King approach. You rule. Okay, now, when we connect with them, it is important you are extremely patient because most wholesalers do what? They chase price. I want you to chase intention because that's all I want to know. Now, here's the reality. All properties in probate, they don't all want to sell them. Some people want to keep them, some want to fix them, some want to make them nice and pretty and list them on MLS. So we have to go through and we have to qualify them. And when a wholesaler just chases price and they go, oh, here's what happens. Mr. Seller, what do you want to get for the property? Go, I don't even really know. I'd probably sell it for like 200. And the wholesaler's like, great. Yeah, but I got to wait till the probate's done. And my lawyer says it's going to be 6 to 12 months. 90% of wholesalers, they bail and they put them in the follow-up. You, on the other hand, I'm going to teach you how to lock that property up. So first thing I'm going to do is I do not get scared when someone says I have to wait till the probate's done. I know that is not the truth. That is what the lawyer told them. Their intentions are to, let's be honest, jack up the fees as high as they can, and the lawyer can just work on convenience over 6 to 12 months. We want to work on speed. So we're going to qualify them. I need to find the ones that need to sell the properties, meaning they don't want to put it on MLS. And honestly, I want the ones that just want certainty in their lives. Rick, what do you mean by certainty? If you've ever been through probate, it is an extremely overwhelming process. And usually the piece of real estate is the biggest cumbersome thing of the estate, meaning it's the biggest asset. Now, if somebody passes away and there's mortgages, there's reverse mortgages, there's utilities, there's property tax due, there's insurance, there's maintenance. I don't know about you, but it's hard enough to keep with your own homestead. And then if somebody passes away in the family, I don't have $50,000 to fix it up. I don't have money for the mortgage. The property could go in foreclosure. Rick, I can't handle this. I want to get this done. And I don't need to tell you about the baggage that goes with probate. I've been through it personally. It sucks. And it's painful for people to walk in these properties. So our job is to first locate, reach out to them. If they'll engage us, we want to qualify and see if they need to sell. And my biggest thing is I want to give them certainty. How do I give them certainty? We can solve any problem that they want, and I'll show you how to do it. If you have to do an estate sale to help them get rid of the contents of the house, we help them out do that. If we have to mow the lawn, we mow the lawn. If we have to turn on the lights for them, I do it. Guys, these are minor expenses to control a property. And remember, you have to build trust and you have to solve a problem for the seller. And if they want certainty and you'll take over some of these things that they can't do, remember, most of these owners, these PRs are out of town and then no one's taking care of the property. They don't know how to hire a lawn service. And some of them, they just need a lot of help. And the more you can help them out, the higher your value is going to be perceived and the potential to make more money. So remember, if you can earn their trust by helping them out and provide a solution, that's what you create a win-win situation. You help the seller out and you help yourself out. Everybody wins and the end buyer gets a great project to work on. So coming in number 3, which is going to be the big one, which are the objections. So I already told you about objection number 1. I have to wait till the probate is completely done. Guys, stop letting lawyers brainwash you. What if I could show you how you could sell the property before the probate's complete? Is that something we can work together on? Great. Well, how does that work? Well, I tell you what, let me come on over there and take a look at the property, and then I can have a discussion with you. I can meet you over there and I'll show you exactly how to do it. No matter what, even if I don't buy your house, I'll show you how to do it. Every homeowner should know this, right? Lawyers don't know it, realtors don't know it, and half the title companies don't know it. You now know it. Use that information and use it as leverage to have a competitive advantage of all other wholesalers. Every realtor, if I ask 100 realtors, 99 would tell me you can't do anything until the probate is complete. It is not the truth. The PR has the legal ability to enter into any type of contract they want. The question is, can you sell the property? Yes. I'll show you how to do it. The first one's called a probate open objection. And I just gave you the answer to it. I'm not going to write it down, just replay it because it'll take me forever to write it. What if I could show you how you could sell your property before the probate's complete? Would that be of interest to you? Oh yeah. Most of them will engage you on it. It is one of the best hooks I've ever seen in this. So you have to understand, you have the seller here, okay? And then you have you right here, the wholesaler. The challenge is, a lot of you ask me, Rick, shouldn't I just go to the probate attorney himself? No, they represent the seller. And here's the truth of the matter. They are hired to give legal guidance to get through the probate system. If you try to engage the lawyer and use them first, I want you to initiate a contract with the seller, which is basically the PR. If you hook with them directly and you both have a contract, it puts you in control. Now, I know it's going to be uncomfortable, but I'm telling you, if you try to run everything by the lawyer, you're going to get interference. They're going to chop you up. They're going to make sure your contract's not assignable. They're going to want a $10,000 deposit. Lawyers tend to pick stuff apart. Now, if you get a lawyer, they still have representation. Remember, they're to guide them through the legal probate process. If you try to go to the lawyer is going to do this thing and build a wall around their client. And all lawyers feel like they need to protect everyone as long as you pay me. It's called, I don't know, I'm not even going to use the word. I'm going to get in trouble. But here's what happened, guys. You've got to get that contract directly with that seller. Why? Because lawyers will cost you a ton of time. They'll pick your contracts apart and they're going to create a problem for you. What happens if the seller asks you, objection number 2 is, hey, can I run this by my lawyer? I call this the by my lawyer objection. I used to say no. I've learned you say yes because you look like a scammer and a scumbag if you're trying to hide something. All I want you to do is do a straight line contract with the PR, because then you don't need the lawyer's permission for anything, because who's the lawyer represent? They represent the seller, not you. If the seller enters an agreement, I just need the lawyer to execute to get the property sold and file a motion in it. So objection number 2, if they want to run it by their lawyer, you say, absolutely, I think that's a smart decision. Make sure you're using a state approved contract, meaning you want to use like a realtor state approved contract. Why? Because you're going in the lines down with the lawyer. If he sees my 2-page contract, he's going to go, oh my God, like this is bad news. Now the contract's perfectly legal. Lawyers like to have a lot of legal jargon to make them comfortable. Here's the secret. They only read like the first 2 pages and the last page on average. Why? Because I run them by all the time. Do me a favor. Do not use the 2-page contract. Use the realtor state approved contract. You will get more endorsement by the lawyer. They'll pick some of it apart. You have to leave the assignability clause, which is typically a check on a box. If you negotiate on that, you're going to create more expenses and problems for you. So send it to them. Stop being scared of it. And here's the last thing I want you to do. When you do this, I want you to do a technique called the price anchor. Now, this isn't what you typically think. If you're going to send it to the lawyer, who am I going to price anchor? You're going to price anchor the PR. Why? Here's what's going to happen. Mr. and Mrs. PR, we have an agreement. I know you want to get the property sold quickly. I'm going to pay you $239,000 for the property. We agreed to it. I'm going to buy it in the as-is condition. And as soon as I can get clear to that title, which I'm going to show you how to expedite this process, because I told you I can buy this property prior to the probate being completed. I understand you want your attorney to review it, and I think it's an excellent idea. Here's what I want you to do. Just please, I want to make sure. So you're good with the $239,000 price. You're good of closing this hopefully by the end of the year, but we have to let the courts decide that. So you'll hold my hand through that process, and you understand I'm leaving you a $500 deposit. I'll go ahead and put that in escrow. You're getting exactly what you want. I'm getting it, and I'll help you. And I told you I would even help you with the estate sale. And as a courtesy, what I'll do is put a lockbox on the door, make sure nothing happens to the property. And what I'll do is I will make sure I will have my lawn guy go by and mow the lawn for you. Since you're helping me with us, I want to help you out. And I know I saw the grass getting a little bit high and I don't want to get a code violation because that's going to be expensive. So what we do is we anchor the terms of the contract. So when he gets to the lawyer, he's going to go, $239,000. I would never, ever. Like, that's crazy. She's like, no, we're fine with that. I've already agreed on it. That's what we want to do. Well, it's $500 deposit. No, Mr. Ginn explained it to me. It was open up the title, get it going. They're going to fund it with cash, so it's no big deal. You see, if you take all that away, only thing the lawyer can do is pick apart little terms. And by the way, they're probably going to do it, so just anticipate it. It's no big deal. By doing price anchoring, you can overcome this, let me run it by my lawyer objection, because if you don't price anchor, the lawyer will now turn into a realtor, and here's what they're going to do. Go get an appraisal, go get a BPO, and they usually go get their realtor broker friends and they get involved. I've had lawyers buy these things right behind my back, and I learned that the price anchoring makes sure I have a solid deal with the seller, and Mr. Seller, I just want to make sure we're going to give it to the lawyer just to make sure everything's legal and above board. You see, you diffuse the situation by handling like that. Guys, make sure you do the price anchor. And number 4, once you do that, you're going to find cash buyers for this. And here's the best part of it. You have flexibility once you have it under contract and once you have a lockbox on it. And you're thinking, well, Rick, I'm a new wholesaler. Why would I do this? Why not? I'm teaching you just to connect with these sellers and figure out how to market to them. Your job's not to understand the legal system. We have lawyers for that. You work with your title company. They will help you with that. What if everything goes through with the lawyer and everything? We're going to teach you how to run quarterback, and you're basically going to instruct your seller to instruct the probate attorney to file a motion to liquidate the asset due to financial concerns. You don't want to keep paying all those bills. Most lawyers will not share that little secret with you. Here's the key. Go to your title company. They know the exact motion that needs to be filed. You don't have to wait. Now the money is cashed out and put and made out to the estate. That money is held till the probate's done. It stops their bleeding, gives them the certainty, and gives them peace of mind. Guys, I love this strategy. But once again, once we have it on the lockbox, I'm not under this 2-week thing. I got to sell it for and I got to take whatever offer comes. Sometimes I can take 6 months to a year to take people through, because based on how the probate comes out, when we get final clarity through the court order or the probate being cleared, you're in control when that thing closes. Like, on average, I can push something back 2 or 3 months because I don't have a cash buyer yet. Like, listen, they were going to wait a year with the lawyer. I'm going to cut that time way down 70-80%. And what does that allow you to do? It allows you to show a property without a homeowner occupied dealing with it. You don't have to worry about people stepping on it, and you typically get the highest dollar. This is why probates have such a big spread. Now, I'm going to give you a little bonus because you hung out with me. First of all, I told you I would give you the terms. If you look at all the terms here, petitioner is the person that opens the probate and initiates it. They're often the PR. The PR, the executor, has a legal authority on behalf of the estate. The heirs, they are the final beneficiaries of the estate. If it's split up 4 ways, they're the 4 heirs. Yes, the PR is often one of the heirs. A will is the deceased final's wishes. Testate just means they passed away with a will. It's important you know that. That is a much better scenario because it saves you time. Testate, that's the will. Testate is when they have a will in place. That is the legal jargon that these lawyers are going to go over. Intestate is not a good word you want to hear in probate. It means there's no will, which means a lot of it's going to be fought out in the court. That means time, and that means money. Now, the probate lawyer, they go through the legal process of navigation. Don't let them take control and be the realtor and negotiate, because I've already taught you the price anchoring method to avoid that. And pro se, you need to know what that is. That means when someone does self-representation without a lawyer, if you find a probate with this in it, it's gold. Because most probate judges will not let it go through. They strongly feel that all estates need full representation. So that is a key that they're going to need a lot of help, and they have no idea what they're doing. And they're some of my favorite deals. Now, a final bonus, we can do pre-probates. When we find deals, typically I find these on Driving for Dollars, but if you find a probate that is not open probate yet, and you got a lead from a realtor or you did a Driving for Dollars, and they'll typically say their objection is, Rick, I have no money to open up a probate. I get it. So what I want you to do is calculate the equity and see if they have a will. If they have a will, it's a good shot. If the property's not deep in foreclosure, you got a great shot. And make sure there's lots and lots of equity. And basically what we're going to do, if there's equity there, you can offer what we call a pre-probate pitch, where you offer legal assistance. Now, on average, a typical probate will cost you probably between $3 to maybe $5,000 if they drag on, depending on what state and what type of lawyer you have. That is a probate typically that has a will. It just has to get through the time. If it doesn't have a will, they can cost anywhere from 10, sometimes 15 grand, and they can get really messy. And for those, I don't even like to touch those. But what I want to tell you is we offer legal assistance. Remember, we're not hiring the lawyer. The lawyer has to represent the seller, but we can build equity in our offer and go, listen, if you'll sign a contract for this amount, say there's a 70, 80, $100,000 spread, and you know probably the most you're going to spend in legal would be 10 to 15K, you have the money there. But I'm going to underwrite it with a lawyer. I don't know the legal process, and I want to find out if I got like an 80, 90% probability that we can get it through, and the lawyer will have a discussion with them. And then if they sign the agreement, I can offer legal assistance. You can offer to absorb it. You can offer it as you'll pay for it, and then basically they would reimburse you at the closing. The bottom line, guys, is there has to be a very, very large spread to make a pre-probate work, because it does take time. It takes money with a lawyer, but I've made incredible amounts of profit just by using this pre-probate strategy. Guys, I hope I've given you enough ways. My average probate profit's about $47,000. Almost all my 100K profit deals from single family houses always come from probates. Guys, what are you waiting for? 50K is a joke. It's not that hard to do. Be patient. Do what all other wholesalers won't do. As they chase price and they chase leads, if you are patient with probates and you are wildly consistent with it, you can easily make 50K a month. Let me know in the comments if you're going to take advantage of it, guys. This is Rick, and listen, if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let's let everybody know how great probates is for wholesaling. I'm hoping you're taking advantage of it. This is Rick, and I'll see you in the next video.